This morning, we're going to focus solely in, though, on Tropical Depression 9 right now, as that's what's the closest system to us here at home. It is now, again, a tropical depression as we have more of a well-defined circulation this morning, and could even become Tropical Storm Hermine later on this morning. We'll get an update here shortly, but you see on satellite presentation a lot more thunderstorms clustered around that circulation now, so that's why we're likely going to see rapid development of this system here, especially because it is moving into a much better environment for strengthening and organization. We have not had any major systems in this part of the Caribbean this season, so we have ample amounts of warm water. Not only that, but low wind shear and no dry air. So this is going to be a prime environment for development. Now, last night we had a lot of good data ingested into the models. And so you see on our spaghetti plots, they're a lot more clustered now. And so this track is becoming a little bit more confident that it's going to move over the western tip of Cuba later on this weekend into early next week, and then potentially into South Florida around the Tuesday to Wednesday time frame. Now, the track could still vary a little bit over the next few days here. This is what our global models say, the American and European models. Good agreement on this track through Sunday. At this point, likely a tropical storm, and then will likely begin to rapidly intensify into a hurricane, possibly a major hurricane by Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we'll make a landfall somewhere along the Florida Peninsula, but could still vary again a little bit in that track. Could be a little bit further south in the Keys, and could still be as far west as perhaps the Florida Panhandle. So if you do have plans to be down in Florida sometime next week, especially early next week, and maybe you plan on traveling down to Panama City, that region, I would definitely keep a very close eye on the forecast. So you see the track here does show a hurricane by Monday, and then we'll move over the western tip of Cuba and then into Florida sometime on Wednesday. But notice how large the cone is. So there is still some variation in this track. Could be on the eastern side of this cone, on the eastern side of Florida, could be on the western side of the cone, again, towards the Florida Panhandle. So we're going to be keeping a very close eye on this as we go through the week.